Right now, at this very moment, there is a planet so close to Earth that you can see it with your naked eye. It glows, beautiful, bright, like a second moon hanging in your evening sky. But if you could somehow stand on its surface, you would be dead in under a minute. Not from heat, not from pressure, but from all three simultaneously. Welcome to Venus, the planet that looks like paradise from the outside and is literally hell on the inside. For centuries, humans looked at Venus and saw hope. Scientists called it Earth's twin sister. Same size, similar mass, roughly the same distance from the sun. Surely it must be like Earth, maybe even inhabited. Early astronomers imagined lush jungles beneath those thick clouds, swamps teeming with alien life. Science fiction writers wrote entire civilizations on Venus. They were wrong, so catastrophically, heartbreakingly wrong. Because Venus isn't Earth's twin. It's what Earth could become. A cautionary tale wrapped in sulfuric acid clouds, spinning silently in the void, daring us to get closer. And here's what makes this truly terrifying. We still don't fully understand it. Imagine you're descending toward the surface of Venus. You pass through the upper clouds, white, almost peaceful. But then the colors change. Yellow, orange, sickly brown. The light dims. The temperature rises. 460 degrees Celsius. That's not just hot. That's hotter than Mercury, the planet closest to the sun. Venus is further away, yet somehow more infernal. How? We'll get to that. But the temperature is only half the horror. The atmospheric pressure on Venus is 92 times greater than Earth's. That's the equivalent of being 900 meters deep in the ocean. Your body wouldn't just overheat, it would be crushed flat before the heat even had a chance to cook you. And yet, we sent probes there. The Soviet Venera program in the 1970s managed to land several spacecraft on the surface. They lasted between 23 minutes and just over 2 hours before being utterly destroyed. The bravest, toughest machines we ever built, obliterated by a planet that treats steel like tissue paper. But before they died, they sent back photographs. And what they showed was deeply strange. The surface photographs showed flat, broken slabs of rock. No mountains nearby, no movement, just a silent ochre wasteland stretching to a haze-blurred horizon. But here's where it gets mysterious. Here's where scientists start arguing at conferences and losing sleep at night. In 2020, a team of astronomers announced something extraordinary. They had detected phosphine in the atmosphere of Venus. Phosphine, a molecule that, on Earth, is produced in only two ways: industrial chemical processes or by living organisms, microbes specifically. There was no industrial explanation for it on Venus. No known chemical reaction that could produce it in those quantities. So either there was something alive in the clouds of Venus, or we were missing something enormous about the chemistry of this planet. The scientific community erupted. Arguments, counter-arguments. The data was questioned. The instruments were questioned. The paper was partially retracted, then partially unretracted. And here's the thing. The cloud layer of Venus between 48 and 60 kilometers altitude has temperatures between 30 and 70 degrees Celsius. Reasonable pressure. Liquid water droplets theoretically possible. It is, by the strictest definition, the most Earth-like environment in the solar system beyond Earth itself. Could something be living up there? Floating in the acid clouds? Surviving in the only zone on Venus that wouldn't kill it instantly? We don't know. Now here's the part that should keep every single one of us up at night. Scientists believe Venus may once have had oceans, liquid water, a stable climate. For perhaps 2 billion years, Venus might have been habitable, maybe even beautiful. Then something happened. A runaway greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide flooded the atmosphere. The heat couldn't escape. The oceans evaporated. The water vapor added more greenhouse gas. More heat. More evaporation. A feedback loop with no off switch. Venus cooked itself alive, and right now on Earth we are pumping carbon dioxide into our own atmosphere at unprecedented rates. Scientists use Venus as a textbook example, a warning, a what not to become. Venus spins backwards compared to most planets. A day on Venus is longer than its year. It rotates so slowly that the sun rises in the west and sets in the east. Everything about Venus is backwards, inverted, wrong, as if the planet itself is screaming a warning in a language we're only beginning to understand. After decades of neglect, while Mars got rovers and orbiters and even a helicopter, humanity is finally returning to Venus. NASA has approved 2 new Venus missions. Da Vinci will plunge a probe through the atmosphere, sampling its chemistry as it descends, right down to the surface. Veritas will map Venus from orbit with radar, revealing the geological truth beneath those clouds. The European Space Agency is sending Envision. The question is not just scientific curiosity anymore, it's urgent. We need to know what happened to Venus. We need to know if life was ever possible there. We need to understand the runaway greenhouse mechanism in detail, not just for Venus, but for Earth. And perhaps most importantly, we need to know if that phosphine signal was real. Because if it was, if something is alive in those acid clouds right now, that would be the most significant discovery in the history of human civilization. Not life on Mars, not a radio signal from a distant star. Life right next door, on our nearest planetary neighbor, hiding in plain sight. The next time you step outside on a clear evening, look for the brightest object in the sky after the moon. That pale, steady glow, that's Venus. It's been there your whole life. Watching, patient, silent. A world of molten rock and acid rain and crushing darkness. A world that may have once held life. A world that may still hold it, drifting in mile-high clouds of poison. In every way that matters, a mirror pointed at Earth. Asking us a question we're not sure we want answered. What if it's too late to change course? If you found this unsettling, good. Subscribe, because the universe gets stranger from here.